Okay, I'm going to run through a new functionality that we just released for Restyler Connect to give the ability to have multi-store functionality from our platform. So the first thing that you'll see that's been changed is up in the top right corner, we have a drop down that allows you to select which location that you want to control. So whenever you are on the location that you see up in the drop down, you are going to see all the data from this location, and any edits or updates that you do within your Restyler Connect account will reflect this particular location. So now when I want to change locations, I can just select this drop down here. It's going to confirm that I do want to switch to this other location. I'll hit yes, and you'll see that now this drop down changes and I'm looking at different data. The next thing I want to show you is how you can give the same control to staff users. Right now I'm logged in as an admin user. But I'm going to go back to our main location, and there isn't necessarily a main location, so it doesn't matter how you want to connect stores. It doesn't matter how many stores. If you have 2 stores, 3 stores, 10 stores, it'll be the same thing. You'll just have this drop down with the additional locations. So I'm going to click on the staff button, and I want to give this particular user access to both locations. So I'm going to click on this icon right here that gives me a little pop-up that says permissions. And when I go down to permissions, I'm going to see a setting right here that's been added that is multi-store. So first of all of these settings that you're looking at are for this store. So you actually could give separate permission to this user at this location as you might want at the other location. So once you set up this user, then you'll select that access. So just to show you at this location, I'm going to turn off this user's ability to see dealership orders, um, uh, their ability to see staff, and their ability to see connected dealerships. And on this drop down, I'm going to select this DPS Automotive South Wheeling, and I'm going to click Submit. So now I'm gonna log out as the admin so I can log back in. Actually, first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the permissions for this user. So let's go to the Wheeling location, and let's go back to our staff, and that's that user that we just added. And you'll see that the email address has been modified from their original email, and that's because we can't have the same email address show up multiple times. So when you give a staff user access to another location, we are going to create a new login for them with this modified email address. You can change this email address, you just can't have the same email address used twice. So it's up to you, but ideally, this email address doesn't matter because they're never logging in with this email address. They're always logging in with their main one and just changing the stores. So I'm going to go to the permissions, and you can see a lot of these permissions were turned on, or actually it looks like they're about the same. So I'm going to give less access at this store. So I'm going to take away their ability to see work orders, invoices, estimates, and let's say items. So now that we've set those permissions, I'll go back to the main store, and we're going to look at this to make sure that this was that user right there. We're going to go back and make sure that the permissions didn't reflect on the other side. So they didn't. You could see that the only thing they don't have access to is connected dealers, staff, and dealership orders. So I'm going to just change this password to make sure I can get back in here, and I'm going to log it as this user so you can see. So we'll just set up their password here. We'll hit save. Okay, so I'm going to log out. I'm going to log back in as that user, and you can see this user has the same drop down, but as you can see, their dashboard looks a little bit different because they don't have access to dealership orders or staff. And when I switch this to the other user, you're going to see they have even less on their dashboard. So now on this dashboard, they don't have estimates, they don't have a few other things, so they're missing a bunch of things. So again, it allows you to give full control maybe at one location and give partial control at another location. So that's the conclusion of this functionality. Any questions, comments, updates, please reach out to us, info@restylerconnect.com, or you can go right to our website, restylerconnect.com.